Today I want to talk a little bit about the iPhone 5 and why I think Steve Jobs is turning over in his grave. Uh, the main area that I think the iPhone really falls behind in, and really something that Steve Jobs would have never allowed to happen, is the changing of the screen size. Now, it's not really a bad thing that it has a little bit bigger screen. People aren't going to be upset about that. The users aren't going to be upset about that. The people who will find this frustrating are developers. And if you're a developer, you probably already know what I'm going to talk about, but if not, I want to talk about fragmentation. As you can see in my little chart here, if you're a developer and you're developing for the iPhone, you had one size. For the phone, one size for the tablet if you're developing for iOS. Really simple. You had two devices that you had to make sure your apps and your mobile websites looked good on. If you were developing for Android, you had too many to count. I mean, there's dozens of tablets, dozens upon dozens of phones, and then each one of them has a different version of Android, and then each one has a slightly different screen size. It's just a nightmare for Android developers. Well, by introducing a new screen size, iPhone, or iOS I should say, starts to add one more screen that developers have to worry about. Now, going from 2 screens to 3 screens isn't hugely, a vast difference, but still, this was the great thing about developing for iOS. You had 2 devices, and possibly only one device if you decided that you were making a tablet app that wasn't even going to be available on an iPhone or vice versa. You had one screen you had to worry about. Since not everyone is going to go out and get an iPhone 5, that means if you're developing just an iPhone app, you now have to worry about 2 screen sizes. It's not going to double the development time, but to use that extra half an inch is going to take a little bit of work and a little bit of time, and time is money for developers. There's a lot of other issues I have with the iPhone. The iOS 6, really, I just downloaded it today, and it is, I can't tell the difference. It really looks like iOS 5. They got rid of Google Maps, which I guess you can still download it, I'm not sure, but they got a new map app. It's okay. I mean, it's not great, but my main gripe, fragmentation. Think about it. The iPhone 5 really should have been called the iPhone 4SS or the iPhone 4S2. It really, I mean, what giant design changes other than a slightly larger screen, a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. I've heard that it has worse battery life because of the screen size. I'm not 100% sure about that, but still, it's a very tiny incremental move forward. Now, I've heard some people say that that's how Apple has success, is they make very small changes that their users can adapt to. And I can kind of see from a business standpoint where that makes sense, but at the same time, you can't add any new features. You can't, I mean, I look at other phones and they're constantly adding new things and new technologies, whether it be some type of a wireless charging device or a wireless data transfer, something to make those of us who want to do more than just check email and text go, oh, okay, this looks pretty interesting. That might be worth a few $100s I have stashed away to have that latest technology. I mean, it has double the processing speed as the 4S. Like I heard another person say as I was looking online, what application on an iPhone is going to use double the processing power of the 4S? The 4S is plenty fast. Can't think of any applications where the processor gets bogged down and can't handle it, where I'm starting to get lag. That's just, I mean, yeah, it's nice, but am I going to run out and buy a new phone because, ooh, it's got a bunch of processing power that I will never use? It's like, okay, my car has 500 horsepower. Let me go buy the car that has 600 horsepower. Even though I can't ever go over 70, why do I need that extra 300 horsepower? I mean, yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, if someone just gives it to me, but I'm not going to go rush out and buy, spend $300-400 because I don't have an upgrade to, double my processing power when what I have with the 4S is more than enough to handle all the applications. So, yeah, it's just something to think about. I just really think Steve Jobs would have never let this happen. I think he would have either not released it. Well, he would have released a phone because they release a new one every year. But he would have made sure that it was better than this. I mean, he was fanatical about, you know, making sure that exactly what he wanted in a product, that's what was delivered. So, yeah, I'm a little disappointed with the iPhone 5. I mean, if you have an upgrade, sure, might as well get the new one instead of the 4S, but if you have a 4 or a 4S or even a 3GS, I wouldn't go waste my money. There's other stuff out there to buy, like my favorite little new tablet, the Nexus 7, $199. Give it a look and check out my reviews on that. Other than that, please subscribe over there, and y'all have a good day.